I'm going to share my screen shortly, but first I wanted to have the advising staff welcome you. And so I don't know who wants to go ahead. Simone, would you like to introduce yourself first, and then maybe Lisa? And then we do have some wonderful students from our team joining us this evening. Simone, go for it.
Sure. Hi, my name is Simone Blaze. I use she, her pronouns. I'm an academic advisor at the Patrick Leahy Honors College. And fun fact about me, I grew up in Germany and I am currently taking belly dance classes. Lisa.
Thanks, Simone. Hi, everybody. I am Lisa Washburn, one of the academic advisors here in the Honors College. I use she, her pronouns. I am looking forward to getting to know everybody. Couple of fun facts is that I absolutely love ice cream. So you'll probably find me at any ice cream shop in Burlington. And I love taking my dog for new spots for a walk. So looking forward to getting to everybody.
Great. Sasha, are you there?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sasha Daly. I use she, her pronouns. I am a rising senior and I'm our student office supervisor. And then a fun fact about me is that I love crafting. I'm a neuroscience major, and yeah.
Great. Jenna, are you there?
Hello, I'm Jenna. I will be a second year coming into UVM. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a social work major and minoring in psychology.
Nice. Aiden, how about you? Are you here tonight?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, I'm Aiden. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a forestry major. I'm also going to be a second year, and I love my job as a student office worker in the advising office.
But we love you all. So thank you all for introducing yourselves. I forgot my fun fact. I have a dog that I adore, and I think dogs make us human, and she may bark, so apologize for that in advance. Okay, so this evening, we hope to introduce you to our advising processes somewhat and our goals for you this evening. We will have a quick presentation, and then we're going to have plenty of time for you to ask us questions. So I'm going to share my screen, hopefully, shortly, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so first of all, again, a big welcome to the Patrick Leahy Honors College. Now, I want you to observe carefully this presentation because there's some winged creatures. And at the end, there will be your first Honors College quiz of why they are included in this presentation. Okay, so keep watch carefully because you'll see some creatures that are significant to us. Oops. Okay, so our welcome then tonight includes introductions of the advising team. We'll also go over the pillars of the Patrick Leahy Honors College. We'll talk a little bit about the basics of summer and what you can expect. By the way, your advisors are in the office all summer, so we will be accessible to you. And then we'll have a question and answer period. And please hold your questions till the end. You can either ask them outright or type them into the chat. By the way, we are recording this session in case people who can't make it tonight so we can share this information.
Martha, someone just posted in the chat that they can't see the screen. The shared screen. Okay. I don't know why.
I'm not sure either. Can you see it? Can anybody see it? Aiden? You're muted.
Yeah,
I can see it.
I can see the screen, yeah.
Okay, you're a tech guy. Any reasons why it might be not visible?
Me? I'm not very tech aware, okay. I guess. I'm not, no.
All right. Could you give us your name and we will get the PowerPoint to you. Anyone else not able to see it?
I also wanted to see if you're looking into settings, what you wanted to see, what you view, if you, instead of seeing the gallery of people, like seeing, I think there's a setting that you can choose.
Okay, but everyone else can pretty much see it?
It just showed up, he said.
Perfect. Oh, perfect.
So
Perfect. Well
next.
done. Well done. You passed your first test and I almost failed it. So that's great. Okay. We've got our technology going. So let's get into a little bit about advising in the Honors College. First of all, we have a variety of team members who help us and help us with our advising, with our community building. Our approach is very holistic. We are here for you to help you create your path academically and answer your why questions. We'll get that in a minute. We have a variety of students who are essential to the advising team. The peer mentor program has about 20 students. You will each be assigned a peer mentor. You'll be required to meet with them early on in the fall. And they're great guides to life in UVM and life in the Honors College. We also have a team of activist students, SEAC. I'm going to let Miriam, excuse me, describe that program a bit more. And then finally, but not finally, we have our student workers. So Sasha, Aiden, Jenna, one of you want to just briefly discuss your roles in the Honors College? Should I call on one?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Okay, go for it.
Essentially, student workers kind of fill in. Also, by the way, we're looking for 3 new student workers, so please apply on JobX if you have federal work study, if you qualify for that, because we are looking for people and we'd love to hire you. And essentially, so the role of a student worker is to kind of help when students come into the office with basic advising questions. If advisors are busy and they're not available, we kind of help do that. And these are all things that we're trained to do. So it's not anything you would be expected to do. If you don't have prior knowledge to that, we would definitely help train you if you were to work in our office. And then there's just a lot of gaps that we fill because there are a lot of busy people that work in our office. So we kind of help triage people who walk in, and then we help hang up posters in the lobby, make sure that we get communications out about events. And so it's also nice because as you look towards doing a job and getting a position that's going to help you further in your career, regardless of what major you might be, we have a lot of lateral mobility. So when I started off as a student office worker. And then after your first year, you move up to being a senior student office worker, which is what Jenna and Aiden both are. And then this past May, I got promoted to be a student office supervisor. So there's a lot of room to grow, and a lot of creativity is welcomed. And whatever projects you have in mind, there's a lot of space for that. So this past year, I focused a lot on our social media efforts, which has been really interesting. Jenna has focused a lot on like the back end stuff in our office and make sure that everything is organized and working really smoothly. And Aiden's great at talking to families. So this is like the perfect event for him. But we kind of all use our strengths and work together to make sure that the office is thriving. Because there's just a lot going on all the time and you need a team to make it work.
Yep, great. Thanks, Sasha. And again, the peer mentors are a group of 20 upper class people. You will be assigned one, hopefully in your college, most definitely in your college, hopefully in your major. And they are there for you the whole year. So we have great student workers, great mentors. And Miriam, I'm going to defer to you in a minute about your SEAC program. So advising in the Honors College is a little different than your experience in your home college. And Simone and Lisa will be assigned to you. You will get one of them. So Simone and Lisa, would you like to describe a little bit first year advising? Simone?
So for the Honors College, we want to be your first stop, but not your one. We are not your one stop. So what that means is we would like to see you. We want to see you. We are focused on helping you with your academic success throughout your career at UVM, but we might, for specifics regarding your major in your home college, we ask you to go to your home college advisors, and we also would refer you. We are a good resource for other resources on and off campus.
Right. So we look at it, holistic advising. The whole person, how are you doing in your classes for sure, but also how are you doing personally? We'll go definitely, and our doors are always open and our offices are actually in the same building. We don't venture upstairs to where you live, however. We keep separate from that, but we're there in the same building that you are. We work there as well. All right, so I'd like to begin a real fast look at the pillars of the Honors College. Again, my name is Martha Lentz, and I am in charge of the well-being programming as well as the peer mentors. Well-being in the Honors College is encouraging you to think about your health holistically. Are you sleeping enough? How about nutrition? How's that going? How about your social life? How's that going? How about just adjusting to college? How's that going? We have several nationally board certified health coaches that can give you one-on-one coaching to help you get started with healthy practices for lifelong learning and for success and happiness. The wellness programming is also augmented by, the coaching program is also augmented by lots of programming around creating a healthy room, creating getting out in nature. We have a program, Footsteps in Nature, nature journaling. We have journaling every week. And so that's a brief overview. There's more on the website. I would encourage you all to look at the Patrick Leahy Honors College website for more detail. Miriam, are you there? I'm going to defer to you to discuss SEAC, but also introduce yourself and then discuss a little bit your direction of the planning of the belonging programmings. Again, these pillars are essential to our community, and they're tied into your academic and personal well-being and happiness. Okay, so Miriam, you're on now.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Assistant Director for Inclusive Excellence here in the Honors College. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, and I'm passionate about making this community one where every student feels like they belong just as you are. So I supervise a group of students. That is the Student Empowerment Action Committee. Just like Sasha mentioned, we will also be hiring. So if you are somebody who's passionate about organizing events to have everybody feel included, maybe things about gender inclusive, like just being the voice for those who cannot speak for whatever reason, check us out, the SCAC. When I'm not on campus, you'll find me exploring new cultures, trying out global cuisines, and planning my next travel adventure. So you will definitely see me cooking or hosting you for a Zimbabwean meal before the next academic year is over. So I do belonging. I do belonging advising. So if there is anything you want to talk about who you are, your identity, how to fit in, making new friends, make an appointment, walk in. I'd like to talk to you, point you to the resources that are available to you. Simone, I think, mentioned that we are the first stop. So I am not promising to solve all your problems, but I'll definitely sit down with you and direct you to an office that can help you. It could be Prism Center, it could be the Mosaic, it could be the First Gen, it could be maybe your board. So it could be student life, maybe through the board group where they hold events. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. Okay, so I hope you're getting a sense of this incredible web of support that you have. The other three pillars of the Honors College, I'm just going to mention very briefly. They're led by other staff members who aren't here this evening. Leadership then encourages you all to take risk-taking, change-making, show initiative, being resilient, inspiring others to follow, mobilizing, making a lasting difference. And this is overseen by Scott Clark, a staff member in the FOR office, which is a fellowships, opportunities, and undergrad research office, which is actually in University Heights South. And it is a great place because they serve the entire campus. They encourage people to apply for Fulbrights, Rhodes scholarships, those sorts of high-level things. But they also have research monies that will help you when you get towards the thesis process. Another important pillar is service. Service then in the Honors College consists of supporting a community, our community or others, service learning courses, community-based research, and volunteer work. The peer mentors offer an opportunity monthly in our local Hope Lodge, which is a place where cancer families can reside while their loved ones are in the hospital, which is right on campus. And this happens every month, and you serve a meal to the families. There are other service opportunities that we're developing as well. The final pillar, which is a pretty big one, is research. Now, the research process in the Honors College is baby steps towards that thesis, but we have our a good sense of what kinds of things are going on campus, in laboratories, that sort of thing. So research is definitely one of our pillars as well. So you'll be hearing a lot about the pillars. We just wanted to introduce them very briefly. Again, the 5 are leadership, service, research, well-being, and cultural engagement or belonging. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next one because we do want to get going to some questions. Okay, so this summer then, you will receive a welcome message from your advisor, i.e. either Simone or Lisa, and a link to create a Navigate appointment. You probably have kind of sniffed around Navigate. We'll help you with that. That's our main scheduling program. So you'll meet one-on-one with an advisor within the first 8 weeks of school. You will also meet with your peer mentor during the 6 weeks. Then in these sessions, we invite you to think about what's going right, what may need a little support. Ask those why questions. Why am I in this major? Your advisor is there to help you ponder those questions, also help you set goals, and really serve as a referral and resource guide. Again, Simone alluded to this. Our new slogan is, we're not a one-stop shop, but we are your first stop, and we really encourage you to get to know us. We will have events in the community. We have a First Friday coffee, for example. We'll see you there. We also will have walk-ins. Miriam and I will be available. We'll see you, I hope, and get to know you. I know Lisa and Simone are magnificent advisors. We'll get to know you quite well. Don't be shy. Come see us. We like to get to know you. We're here to serve you, not necessarily help you with everything, but we know a lot about the campus. We know a lot about resources on campus. We're there to connect you with people who are interested in some of the things you are. So we're definitely here for you. All right, so that's kind of your summers coming up. And then the summer, oh boy, Sasha, I'm going to need your help. You will be connecting via Zimi to fellow students. You will also be receiving in the mail our community read, which is Not-for-Profit, Why Democracy Needs Humanities by Martha Nussbaum. There's also an opportunity to go on a pre-college trip, UVM Go, check that out in the PLHC. Some of it involves, I believe, going down to the Maritime Museum. There's some cool underwater archaeology in the lake. My PhD is in archaeology, so yeah, I have to mention that. You will also be invited to move in on either August 20th or 21st. Again, you will get these details from housing and dining services that move in stuff. Sasha, and very quickly, can you mention what Zimi is?
Yeah, of course. Jenna is running our Zimi right now. So maybe Jenna, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So the Zimi overall, it's about like the whole university. There's separate chats for like housing, orientation will start posting stuff soon, and like advising questions overall. But there's also a specific chat for Patrick Leahy Honors College where I'll be there throughout the entire summer. If there's any questions, if something I can't answer, I can also direct you to someone else. You can ask me like private questions, or you can like just put it in the chat overall, asking about like the college overall, Honors College specifically, or anything, and then I'll be there.
Fantastic. Oh, I forgot to mention, you actually, with the book, you will receive your first assignment as well. You'll write an essay, but we're not going to get scared about that. But anyway, that is coming. We're here to help you with all of this. We're here to, we'll certainly be there and move in. The peer mentors will be there. SEAC will be there. So again, we're just giving you a real quick introduction. And I think now it's your turn to ask some questions. And remember, keep looking out for these. Okay, here they go. These winged creatures. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, I think, and we'll go for some questions.
We have a question in the chat. How does your PLHC advisor differ from your regular academic advisor? I would like actually one of our student workers to answer that, aside from Lisa and I answering that question. Does one of you want to talk about that?
I can talk about that a little bit. For me personally, I'm in the Rubenstein School for the Environment and Natural Resources, and my personal experience with my academic advisor is more guided towards your coursework to graduate on time and on a scheduled time basis. And your PLHC advisor is more about, as Martha said, a holistic approach to well-being, whether that's academically or personally. And so I think your PLHC advisor is more of a general question about the Honors College specifically, or just anything about your opinions on maybe changing a major or a minor, declaring a minor, something like that. So.
Okay, thanks. Oh boy, we were afraid we were going to get this question about when the book will be available. The associate dean will be mailing them out, I think, by mid-July. Simone, what did he say? We're not quite sure, but you'll have plenty of time to take a look.
It will go out, and the information about the very short essay question will be in the book as part of a bookmark. It's nothing to worry about. It just helps the students the instructors, first year seminar instructors, to give them an idea about your writing skills and and they will help you, to adjust.
Yeah, think of it like an icebreaker for you and for the professor. It's not a big assignment, and you've done these things a million times already. So again, don't stress about it, but the book will be coming. I think it's a very timely topic, and I think it'll be a point of departure in your seminars for discussion. I know. Did you all have to do this, Sasha, Jenna?
Yeah. My year
Any
we
thoughts?
read The Great Derangement. I thought that it was really valuable to be able to read from a book. The one that I read was very challenging to read, so it was very nice for me to be able to be exposed to that and to kind of allow myself to engage in some higher level thinking. But also it was really nice to be able to talk to other friends in the community about it as well. And one thing that I will mention is that this past year we started the Patrick Leahy Book Club. And that's what Aiden is going to be running this year. So feel free to start doing that. But my year, there was a lot of controversy over the book that we read. And so we started a book club so we could kind of help give more of an input from students for what future students should be reading. So you read books throughout the entire year, you discuss them, and then you're able to kind of settle down and make a recommendation to our associate dean, who decides ultimately what the book is going to be. But it's a really great way to engage. And if you don't like the book you're reading, and if you have certain opinions on it, or if there's a certain book that you think would be really great for future students to read that you're like, I really wish I read this before I went into my first year of school, that's a really great way to engage in that and to make recommendations.
And the cool thing is your entire class of over 300 will be reading the same book. So someone's got to have cliff notes. Oh, I didn't say that. Okay, so question here about housing. Are the University Heights dorms co-ed by floor or room? Jenna, how about that one? The housing.
It's co-ed by floor entirely, and then there's also, you can opt in to do what's it called, gender neutral housing as well. So that's also could be co-ed by room, but in entirety, it's co-ed by floor.
I will add, at least in my experience, it has not been co-ed by floor. It's been co-ed by suite. So the people you're sharing a bathroom with, there are a lot of other dorms. Our dorms, I think, are better than all the other dorms. Everybody is going to get like your friends who don't live in the Honors College will be so jealous of you. But it's really mainly based off of your bathroom. So because other residence halls, they use communal bathrooms where there are people showering in those. They usually do it by floor, but in our buildings, we have suites and private rooms that have their own bathrooms. And so the suite that you share is single gender, or you can also apply to, like what Jenna said, to gender neutral housing, that then they can help you match with a roommate. But yeah, so usually it's based off of your bathroom situation.
Okay, will you move in the same time as your roommate? I believe so. Okay, Simone and Lisa, here are a couple for you. Lisa, do you want to answer the I'm having trouble scheduling my honor seminar?
Okay, at this time, it looks like we are doing our best to block schedule everybody. So all schedules for your first semester will be taken care of. If you have any questions, you can email the Honors College email or one of us, and we'll do that for you for the first semester.
If there's a scheduling issue, I mean, we have looked at the schedules, and if there's a scheduling specific issue regarding the Honors College class, you can email the honors.college@uvm.edu. But in general, we want to say we scheduled you all into the classes. Each of those classes are designed for your contemporary topics that to broaden your perspectives beyond your primary areas of interest and foster a spirit of academic curiosity and exploration. So we invite you, even if you think it's not down in your alley of interest, to push yourself, challenge yourself to explore something that you have not explored ever before. And I'm sure that the students here on this call can agree that they never regretted taking any of the seminars that they were scheduled into.
Okay, so the advisors in the other units, the other colleges should be aware of the seminars. Yeah. Is it challenging to double major with the requirements in the Honors College? Not necessarily. It would depend on what you're double majoring in. But this is, again, what we like to do is ferret out, why are you wanting to double major? Where do you see yourself going with this? And how can we make it happen? But sometimes we have students who are actually dual majors or different in one or two different colleges. So it is a matter of just planning and working with your advisor. Okay. All right. I made a roommate group with one other person before we knew that we're only triples. Okay, the third person in the room is. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. We don't really do any of the housing stuff. So we would refer you to the Department of Housing and Dining Services. Lisa, can you throw that in the chat, the link? They will make the assignments and they should be able to tell you who else is in your room. Okay. So I don't mean to fudge that, but it is the housing decisions, the housing roommate stuff is really part of the formerly Res Life. Okay. Is there anyone we can reach out to change the Honors College class we were automatically put into? Okay, so that would be Lisa or Simone. I would email out to the Honors College. Can one of you put in the Honors College email address? So those sorts of questions, that's a great question.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this time, as mentioned, you're been block scheduled, and so all of your scheduling for the first semester has been all set. If you have any questions about it, then we will help you. But your first semester has been scheduled for you.
Okay, so sorry, Hannah. So I gather you reached that a bit ago. Again, maybe Simone or Lisa would be your best bet. And we will be, yeah, I'm sorry. I think that it is hard to change the courses at this point. But definitely, if you want to have a conversation with an advisor, Lisa and Simone are available to do that.
I just wanted to say at this time, all our classes are at capacity, meaning maximum enrollment. There's just not space for any extra students to be overridden into extra classes. Unless there is a scheduling conflict, we at the moment cannot do any changes. But after July 9th, I think you may be able to look into changing your class. However, you might be aware you might not be able to register for a class that is already full. And there's little movement room
Yeah.
at the
But
moment.
and it sounds like you want to speak to someone. So again, I would we've got your name, and so that might be a good choice there for you. Is there somewhere I can access more information about my dorm as I plan to set it up? Sure. I mean, you will get your peer mentor by middle of July, and they are a wealth of knowledge about how to do that. Also, Sasha and Jenna and Aiden Aiden, my gosh, Aiden has a museum in his room. So I think that definitely just reach out to us in the Honors College and we'll get you connected with a student. Aiden, would you like to speak a little bit about setting up your room?
Sure, like just in general, like moving in or well, let me find the question here. Hold on. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. I really just enjoy like making a space that feels comfortable, but also delineated for all of its purpose. And so when I moved in, I wanted to make sure I had a place that was comfortable, but I could also work effectively. And you can find that either in your room or somewhere else on campus, like the library or any of our great study spaces. But yeah, I think finding a way that works for you and you can talk with your advisor about this, about well-being, is just really important.
I also linked a link to the UVM website of University Heights North and South, a virtual tour. So if you already have your room assignment, you can actually go through the tour and find your specific room so you can see the layout if you want to like figure out like shelving or like decorations and stuff.
Yeah, and if you're interested more in just the layout of the Honors College buildings in general, we have on our Instagram, we have a highlight of a rapid tour we filmed this past fall, which was actually very exciting. But it takes you rapidly, like that guy on TikTok, through the Honors College and all the great things that we have in there. It's really great. It's a community space. And there are a lot of really great spaces to hang out with your friends. And so I encourage you to look at that as well. And then there are definitely more detailed virtual room tours online, I believe, at Dining and Housing Services. So definitely look into that.
We've got one. What is the Honors College Common Hour? That's a great question. So the Common Hour is, you can think of it sort of as a lab in a way. It is time reserved for our whole community to get together, your whole class. And there will be a variety of programming. Some of them will be required, particularly like before registration, there's a welcome. Others will be, you might have a choice. For example, one common hour, we actually did an introduction to coaching for well-being. We also had growing microgreens. That was one program. So we offer programs that we think will be beneficial to you and as well as fun. And then there's just some advising that goes on there. And there also may be a lecture or so. So it's varied. It is always on that Wednesday evening. We do have programming that takes place beyond that, but that is a sacred time for you to join the community and participate in a variety of things. Let's see. Okay, this is Zachary's question here. Wondering in terms of course selection, should we be taking an HCOL class, i.e. race and identity, or should we settle space, etc., in addition to another English class, i.e. writing expression, or we just need one because they will fill the same literature requirement? So, Lisa, Simone, do you want to field that, or do you want me to field that one? No? Silence. Hey, that's a good question. The first year seminars will fulfill one of the writing classes requirements, but you have to be a little careful of that because you want to be sure you're fulfilling your requirements. Some of them fulfill other requirements of the Catamount Core. So I don't know, Aiden, Sasha, what do you think?
Jump in.
Answer that one no better.
So your first semester HCOL class will fill in your Will 1 requirement, which is your written expression. So you do not need another written expression class, to my knowledge. But I would definitely encourage you to check out your degree audit on my UVM to see, because it could be different for my catalog year. but at least to my knowledge, that's what's true. And then your HCAL classes, they're nice. And also this kind of goes back to the person who asked about double majoring and how that can be balanced. Your HCAL classes will fulfill a lot of your Catamount core. So they all, like, depending on what the topics are, they'll fill different requirements. One of mine filled an art history credit, which was great because I didn't have any of those classes. So it checked off that requirement very quickly for me. And so these classes are kind of nice because at least this semester, also going back to the advising, this semester and basically only this semester, your schedule was planned out for you, but in the future, you have the ability to pick and build your own schedule. So it's kind of just a one-time thing because there's a lot of first-year students coming in, and that's a lot to manage for a lot of the advisors. So in terms of this semester, there's not a lot of wiggle room to change your HCAL seminar unless there is a scheduling conflict, like Simone said. However, in the future, HCAL students in their first year get priority registration. And so you're able to register on the same day that the medical students do, which is before anyone else and in the entirety of undergrad at UVM is able to register. There's a day for medical students, the day after seniors, and then juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, all by credits. So that's also, that being said, if you have sophomore standing, you get to register on that day after your first year of priority registration. So for me, at least, I found that that's been a really great perk of being in the Honors College is that after your first semester, and although it's frustrating sometimes that you can't change your class, but all of the seminars are really awesome, and those professors are there teaching in the Honors College outside of their home departments because they want to be there and they want to share some sort of knowledge with you. And so honestly, all of them have really amazing, great things to share because most of them only have to teach in their home department, and they're doing this because they want to do it and because they want to be there and they want to be involved in the Honors College and teaching you something that you might not already know. So I'd encourage you to go in with an open mind and just feel it out.
Here we go. A question about connecting with professors before the first day of class. That at this point could be a little tricky. Most of the professors are off contract for the summer. And quite honestly, I'm a recovering professor, so I can say this out loud. Probably many of the professors are still doing their syllabi for a bit. However, they're fantastic. The books should be in the bookstore, I think. Sasha, Jenna, you can see what books are required for the courses already, I would imagine. But the syllabus, I'm not quite sure when those go live. Maybe you all can answer that. I'm not sure how far advanced in Brightspace they go live.
It depends on the professor, but I know in my experience, at least, like sometimes it's the week before, sometimes it's the week of. It really depends. And the same thing with books. Sometimes in like the course search, it'll say the required textbooks, but sometimes it'll wait for the syllabus. And so it really depends on the professor. But with like summer assignments, if the professor isn't reaching out, then there's not a summer assignment. Like there would be an email would be sent or like a syllabus would be sent out if there's anything you have to do over the summer for the class.
Yeah, I really think the only thing that will come through as an assignment-esque, and again, it's your first assignment, that first week or so, you'll take care of the first week, is the common reading question that you all will be answering. Okay, so a couple of housing questions. Again, I'm afraid we've got to defer to our friends in housing and dining services. The roommate agreements, I do believe there's a process there. When will you know who's in the other suite? Again, they might be able to answer those questions now. You may have to wait until move-in, though luckily I think the housing assignments are definitely in process, if not done. So you may be able to find out if you could go to that link that I think we have here somewhere. Okay, recommendations for when we should study abroad. That also is an incredibly great advising question. Depends on you, depends on your major. It depends on why you want to go. We do have 2 programs that are sophomore spring. 3 actually. Ghana is new. We have a program in Scotland and we have a program in the Netherlands, and those are all sophomore spring. I would say the majority of people go abroad junior year. Again, it's just a matter of planning. Also, sometimes people go abroad in the summer or they go on short-term study abroad. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do abroad, and we encourage that. Okay, deadlines for the requirements. again, hopefully that will be coming within the next couple of weeks when you get the book. Again, please don't panique, as my French teacher used to say. Marta, don't panique, because I was scared of speaking French in class. Don't panique, okay? Because it's not a big deal. You all can do it, and you'll have plenty of time to complete the assignment. And again, remember, once you get here, everyone will be in the same boat with the assignment. Okay, so let's see. All right, Jenna, is that the housing stuff? Thank you very much. There's a link right there. Let's see. So can the college specific advisor? Yes, they can see. Thank you, Simone. You answered that one. They can see what courses you're in. Let's see. Study abroad your sophomore, junior year. Thank you, Miriam. There's a lot of stuff on the websites, obviously. Where can I find my roommate and room assignment? Again, we'll have to defer, I'm afraid, to Jenna's link above. Okay, the AP classes, those will be coming in most likely in mid-July. And you're right, sometimes that does tinker with your subject. If you scored very well in physics, for example, of course, that's a bad example because it depends if it's algebraic or calculus-based physics. Say French, say you've done well in French, you pass into a higher class. Your home college advisors, your unit advisors, your arts and science advisors, etc., will be watching those things come in, and they can advise you on any changes in your schedule. Quite honestly, AP credit is sometimes a mixed blessing. If you're pre-med, you might want to be careful about taking AP credit for chemistry. These are all advising questions, and we know a fair amount about these things, but we will probably defer to your home college advisor. AP credits are great. For those of you who took community college courses, I love community colleges, make sure you see it. Make sure it does come through, because these AP credits and these classes you took in high school are all part of your academic narrative, your story. And it's really important, I think, to have those on your transcript. Okay, but we can talk to you more about this. Your advisors will most likely review your transcript with you Lisa and Simone will do this, and they will be sure to ask you, hey, are all your AP credits accounted for? As UVM, are they all in the UVM system? And that's a basic advising question that we like to make sure that we have everything about you there and your success. You're coming into the Honors College already with a great background. Many of you have AP credits. If you don't, that's okay too. But again, we're here to sort of make sure that your full tableau of yourself and your academic interests and your past are accounted for. Okay, so I kind of weaseled that one. All the non-suite bathrooms, private. Non-suite bathrooms. How about any of you who are more familiar with the bathrooms? I know there's free toilet paper, but Jenna, Sasha, anything?
Yeah, so basically we have two styles of rooms. There's private bathrooms, which means that it's just a room for you and your roommate if you're in a double, or if you're in a triple, you and your two other roommates. And then you guys have a bathroom directly attached to your suite. That like you walk in the door and your bathroom's right there, and then it's attached to your rooms, and it's only your room that gets it if it's a private triple or double. If it's a suite style, it'll be two rooms, sometimes three, depending on if there are singles in the suite, but there'll be a couple rooms that share a bathroom. So my freshman year, I had a double, and the people next to me were also a double, and we shared a bathroom. And some of them are set up differently throughout the building on different floors. So depending on what floor you're on, the layout might look different. But if you're in a suite, you share your bathroom with the room or rooms next to you.
Can't cut the line enough.
Okay, so
Wow.
yep, there are communal kitchens in both south and
he
north.
steals it. He does it without my permission.
Somebody mute there. There are communal kitchens in the north and south, and the dining hall is right across the green, across the basketball court. So you're near a lot of food if you want it. Okay, so a few of my schedule 9 to 8:40 p.m. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I suspect those are test blocks and not classes. But again, when you meet with your advisor, that's a great question to ask. But I'm pretty sure they're test blocks. Okay, so let's see. Thank you, Simone. Okay, boy, this one's a little bit of a teaser. My dorm room is 149, UHS 2. Floor plans couldn't find a dorm with that room number. Any help there? Sasha, Aiden, Jenna?
I think with the dorms, they're pretty general, like when they on the website of what they look like. There's so many different orientations of the different rooms, how they look. And there's not going to be one for every specific style of room, even in our building. We have just so many different types. But we might be able to find some way to find what type of room that looks like and maybe see how you can orient your belongings in the room.
Yeah,
Okay,
a
I'm
lot of rooms, they look very similar. So even if online, they have a certain picture and it doesn't look exactly the same, it'll be relatively close because the building was made at the same time. So the rooms are very, very similar. So you'll be able to see kind of how you want to lay out your things. But definitely check out resources online to see what different rooms look at. And also there are some great TikTok pages of past and present UVM students that will show you like kind of like do a little dorm tour. And I know I was watching all of those before I moved in my freshman year, so I highly recommend that.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in quickly on an advising question, and then we can go into the storage issues. I currently have some APs coming in. Hold tight. Again, your home college advisors will reach out to you once your AP credits come through, and they will help you change the classes. I wouldn't mess with your schedule right now until you know for sure what those AP credits are going to fulfill. So again, this would be a great conversation to have with your home college advisor. Okay, a bunch of questions about storage and bunk bed stuff. Jenna, Sasha, Aiden, want to answer that one?
For the suite triple question, are you able to change the bunk bed into 2 separate beds, or is not enough room? For a triple, I believe there isn't enough room. Usually it's typically a bunk bed and then a single bed. And there's like different ways to like rearrange it, but I've never seen anyone do like 3 separate beds. I don't know if you guys have the same experience.
Yeah, if the beds are bunked together, there's definitely not going to be enough room. Although if you're in like a traditional triple, there will be 3 separate beds. But some of them are rooms that were originally intended to be a double that might have been made into a triple. And so those will definitely be bunk beds because the room was originally not intended for 3 people. But then you definitely don't have enough space to do that because there's still a lot of furniture in there. There's your wardrobes and your desks and your nightstands. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Again, that's all creating a cool environment. And I know once you get here, there'll be a lot of interest in creating your space and also a space with your roommates. So it's kind of a fun exercise. Okay, so there's sometimes, yes, there sometimes is a honors college seminar that will satisfy the art history credit. Remember, you have this semester, you have next semester, you have 2 more seminars sophomore year to fulfill some of those catamount core things. So I believe, Kevin, yes, I believe that quite often you have a shot at that one. Okay. Let's see. All right. Tried to see other people in the way to do it. Okay. Thanks. Kieran has some tips on how you find out who your roommates are. Looks good. Okay. So yeah, Simone, thank you. AP credits cannot be applied to your honors college seminars. Yeah. So, okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, the transfer credit card, again, that is a possibility, particularly if you have, we can talk to you about that in greater length. But again, we will help guide you, we'll help refer you to ways to make sure that your AP credits, your community college courses are accounted for on your transcript and hopefully count for something. So that is a bit of advising we do quite a lot of, and it's really specific to you. So we'll figure these things out and so will your home college advisor. Okay, let's see. Yes, thank you. The honors college seminars do change every semester. However, historically, you can go online and see what may have been offered a year ago in the fall. And there's a good bet that some of those will be offered. But again, come to your honors college advisors because they will know how to guide you through that selection. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Harvard Extension. again, I would suggest that you ask this question of your home college advisors or email the Honors College, and we can try and take a look at your degree audit as well. Okay, if I want to transfer throughout all 4 years, then we have transfer. You may very well have additional AP credits, i.e., you may take a summer course at a community college at home, and that could transfer to fulfilling some requirements at UVM. If you do that and even study abroad, however, just to let you know, you will not get those courses accounted for in your overall GPA. So that's just one thing to think about. But again, this is what your dear Honors College advisors are so versed in discussing with you. These are exactly the kinds of questions that we love to hear and we love to help you sort out. Let's see, all year, you will have a seminar in the fall and seminar in the spring, and then once again, sophomore year, fall and spring. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Hang tight about those AP questions, but do be vigilant. Make sure they're on there. Okay. Let's see. All right. Floor plan, we got that. Let's see. For finding summer jobs, internships. Oh my goodness, yes, research opportunities in particular. Yeah, the Career Center is really great about finding internships, though some of that can be funded through the fellowships opportunities in undergrad research office. So we have our antennae out for you all over the place, and that does include potentially summer jobs. There's some really interesting internship opportunities that come through our office. One of you who likes those forensic TV shows, well, you could work for the medical examiner in Burlington. There's stuff like that we know about, and we can point you in those directions. There's also opportunities to work with our Becca Ballant, our congressperson. So there's a lot of stuff that comes through. Research opportunities, absolutely. The For Office has summer funding, and so there's a lot there which we will introduce you to. We will connect you with. Sorry, my dog's about to bark. So we will be here to make those connections for you. I had a VPERG person come to the door a little bit ago. That was quite interesting. But anyway, okay, during the school year, do you make appointments with advisors? Are you ever? Okay, thank you. Yes, we will have some walk-in hours, but you will be able to meet with Simone and Lisa. And yes, there will be additional hours for the advising team. Okay, so the For Office also has walk-in hours again, we encourage you to go over to the South to get to know the advisors and because, it's not too early to think about, okay, so what opportunities are there out there for me, and how can I get connected? How can I prepare for a cool opportunity that, yeah, it might be 3 years out, but yes, the advisors are here to help you do that kind of planning. Thanks, Simone. There's the career service stuff. All right, to Navigate, again, many of you may have had some familiarity with Navigate. There'll be training, but that is our main scheduler, and it's pretty easy to use, I think. I mean, it has some quirks, but it's pretty easy. So your advisors will be available for you. And again, remember, our offices are right downstairs. We are there. We're open door. We have an advising suite. And of course, the wonderful students that you're seeing this evening are there for you, as well as your peer mentors. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Now here's.
I also wanted to add, yes, you will be able to make appointments with us during Navigate, but if you wanted to connect with either Lisa or I during the summer, feel free to email either one of us. We are on the staff list on the Honors College website, or you can just email the honors.college@uvm.edu and ask to talk to either Lisa or Simone, and then someone will respond to you.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you all a question if there are no more questions. Okay, and you have to enter this in the chat. Are you ready? What kind of critters did you notice in our PowerPoint presentation? I want to see. Answer it up. What kind of winged Okay. Yes. You guys are clever. You all are very clever. All right. So here's part 2. Why on earth are there bats all over the place? Why bats? Why question? The advisors are asking you this why question. Why bats? Anybody?
Connection between the bats and the name
Ryan, I
of
love
the
that.
honors college. So now you have to
Ryan.
figure it out.
I love it, Ryan, to scare you. Okay, think of this. Patrick Leahy. Anybody? Okay. Patrick Leahy. What is? Anybody seen the Batman movies? Patrick Leahy is. Oh, by the way, do you all know who Patrick Leahy is? He is the senator from Vermont. You will probably meet him. Hey, Simone, where was that link that you had to his last movie? His Batman then is really central to Patrick Leahy, and he's in the movies. He's in several Batman movies. Anybody seen him? Simone, the last one was the Joker one, and the Joker almost murders our dear Patrick Leahy. He had a fascination with Batman as a little boy all the way up into his whole career. He's famous for it. Okay, is that it, Simone?
That's the link.
So look for Patrick Leahy's camera. And okay, all right, I have a challenge for y'all. I have a challenge. If you can send me an accounting of, or even YouTube portions of Patrick Leahy in all the films he's in, right? Gotta be thorough, Honors College students. I will take you to lunch. First one who answers all the movies that he was in. Okay, send me a note with all the movies. This one is the grossest. That's a horrible picture of Patrick Leahy. All right, Catamounts advising team, dear ones out there. Anything else? Any other questions to throw at us? Things are getting quiet. What do you say,
One last
Aiden?
thing that I'd like to add at least is that it seems like there were a lot of advising related questions. And so I know we kind of use the word degree audit a lot, but kind of to explain a little bit about what that means is that on my UVM, you can just type in degree audit, and that will be your best friend for the next 4 years. It will show you your major. It'll show you all of your requirements that you need to get done before graduation. It'll have a little bar that'll show you how far through your credits and how far through the requirements you are. It'll have the names of your advisors and their contact information, and it'll drop down. It'll show you all the Catamount core that you have. So that's also why if you have AP and transfer credits, they'll show up there and it'll have a little brief abbreviation of like what college it came from and then what credit it will fill in for. And then if you think that there's a mistake on it, that's also when you go in and you email your advisor. I know that there have been mistakes on mine. We're all people, and so mistakes are definitely made sometimes. But that will be an excellent resource to keep referring to make sure that your classes that you're taking are applying where they should be and where you think they should be. And based on what it says in the course catalog and what requirements they fall under. So that's a really great resource to have. And that's also where you can see your HCAL classes. You can see what Catamount core they require, and then making sure that those also apply under your Catamount core. And then also under your Honors College tab. So it'll show you all the different things that you need. And that's why it's also great to talk about that with your advisor in a meeting with them and make sure that you're on track and that you have a plan to graduate and that you know what you might be taking when. And so that's a really, really great resource to a lot of your advising questions.
Absolutely. And again, we want to make sure UVM is honest and giving you credit where credit's due. And this is a good question for your peer mentors, student workers, SEAC people, and your advisors. But it's great. Thank you, Sasha. It's going to be forming the story of your experience here. But yeah, don't forget the great stuff you've already done. You're bringing that with you. We look so forward to seeing you all in the fall. We are in the office all summer, honorscollege.com, uvm.edu. And if you have any questions, please reach out. But I think we're looking forward to a fantastic fall. We love meeting you at the Admitted Student Visit Days. For those of you who aren't there, we look forward to getting to know you. And Simone and Lisa are going to be your best friends forevermore. They're fantastic advisors. Miriam and I will be around as well as our lovely deans. Ann Kroll-Lerner, again, fantastic resource and person to meet. And so we wish you a wonderful summer and look forward to a healthy and happy new year ahead. So thank you all for coming. Again, any questions, reach out to us. Okay, have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.